All right, a couple of minutes until the server starts for the final race of the year. Just to give you an idea where we're at right now, um, we've got 29 weeks counted. We're sitting in 15th in Division 2. That doesn't matter. What all I care about is trying to get on the front page. That is always my goal. And right now, we're sitting here. This guy has 10 less races than me and is ahead of me. So, if that tells you anything, it's more about just doing all the races to get up this high than actually being fast. So, we're looking at needing about 150 points in order to do that. We've got 25 and 26, 27, 28, 29. We're going to need about 200 points from this race to maybe have a chance to move up to where I want to be to drop off this result. So as you can see, last time we did a full length race, well, that's our worst race, 4 points. Just making sure that was hasn't loaded in yet. Our best race, Daytona, Talladega, Martinsville, Spring, Darlington, Dover, Vegas, Atlanta, Kansas, Bristol, Dirt, Richmond. So we've got some decent races, but then a lot of races under 100 points. So really, if I can get 200 points out of this race, that will be good. Thought that was going. We'll go ahead and start loading in. And we'll go back here and look at this. If we can add 150 points to our total, that should move us near 26th, as long as these guys don't also add points. And if there's anyone that has 28 races, like this dude, then he could easily pass us. And this guy could stay ahead of us easily. So it's just kind of, a weird way to do the championship since we're not all racing each other. Just how it goes, though. Let me go ahead, get that back, get that there. We're not qualifying. This is a full-length race, 312 laps. We've got a long time to make up any lost time from not qualifying. And there's always people out there. You get in these races, and they instantly go for it all. Just like Darlington when we were in that wreck. Nowhere to go with it, so just got to avoid that. Stay out of that mess, and the cat is trying to get into some chips. I will be back in a second. Alright, at least that happened before the race started. So, are we in the top split? Yes, we are. Okay. Wow. There's not a whole lot of people in this. We're the number 17. I meant like a whole lot of top people. We were the number, 15 at Martinsville, maybe? 37 cars, so that is going to be a pretty full race. Got Brazil, Australia, Iberia, so a couple of higher pings. And I believe that is the guy, the 14, that we were racing last week. Yeah, so we got Mr. Idiot here. We're going to have to watch out for him. He will do something stupid, most likely, if we're around long enough. Then everyone else is fairly good. We're going to have to watch out for Smith. He's just always finds a wreck or is a wreck. And other than that, we might have a good race. We'll see. So, haven't changed the setup from what got sent to me. It's probably going to get a little tight, and we're just going to live with that. I tried a few things, and it just didn't really make the car feel good. So, we've got the same paint scheme as what we ran at Martinsville. Get that loaded up. And get everyone else's paint schemes loaded up. But, yeah, a little bit of chrome. And, well, it reflects a lot of blue since all the walls are blue here, except for what you'll see is it's reflecting blue on this side and not on this side because the mapping is backwards. So, yeah, I don't know how they did that, but I'm pretty sure there is not even any walls on the inside that are blue. But that tends to happen with the static maps. If you switch on the dynamic cube maps, then it's like real-time reflections. But they have they surround the whole thing, the lower reflection, with blue, so it sometimes is reflecting on the wrong side, I think is how it works. Or it could just be talking out of my ass. But, yeah, we're going to sit here, hang out. I guess we could go drive around a little bit to do something. Do some laps. I'm guessing not a whole lot of people are going to qualify. If you've been in a long race before on iRacing,
black flag. You didn't exit the pit safely. We have a stop and go penalty.
You know how people wreck on the first lap of the 24-hour race. It's just, it happens in real life every once in a while, but you're going to see it more because, first of all, we're amateurs, and second, we get more races to do, and it doesn't hurt when we wreck, and it doesn't cost when we wreck. So, just one of those things that's going to happen with sim racing. Get a feel for the car. I didn't check the practice weather. But, yeah, the car felt fairly good for about 10 laps, 15 laps, and then it started to get tight. But I'd rather have that than loose, like what we experienced in the next gen, because I can always come down and just tap the yellow line there, and can always straddle the yellow line here into 1 and 2. As you can see, that helped turn it. It's going to be a little slower, but if it's too far off, then I'll do some adjustments on the first pit stop. And, yeah, we'll see if we can have a decent race. So, yeah, not a whole lot of people qualifying. We're going to be in 29th. But I trust most of these people back here. Couple of names that I don't know well, but the others I've raced with pretty much all season. I'm still amazed that I did the whole season. luckily, people enjoyed watching it. Helped get views up. And, yeah, I think it's been a good series. It's probably brought in, at the last couple of months, it's brought in the most views and almost the most money. It's just with the 2.5 hour, 2 hour video where I'm only putting ads at the front and the beginning and not through the middle, it's not going to make as much as a short street stock race that has heat races. So, yeah, it's been fun. 2 years ago, I was going to do the whole season, and I got to lap 33 of Daytona 500 and said, I'm bored out of my mind. Last season, I was going to do the whole season and got to the first Dover race, and I completely screwed up and took the leaders out as I was getting lapped. So to make it this far, only miss one race, and that was at COTA, because I was just absolutely dead sick. I'm happy that I got the whole season done. And it's been an experience. We've had some ups and we've had some downs and some anger, and let's do the superstition, get on our car, see if we go green the whole way. Pit road's kind of weird to get on. I mean, it hasn't changed at all, but it just feels strange.
Additional sets of tires for this race. Be smooth and have a good run.
And I'm still not used to pit exit, because you come out thinking, all right, I'm in the dog leg, but then you're all ready to turn 1 and 2, and it's like, oh shit. So you got this whole weird moment where, do I come up on the track? Is someone cutting across and getting back on the track behind me? And it's just some strange moments there. But we're going to be just getting off pit road by the time the pace car enters pit road. Hopefully the leader doesn't go early.
1 to go, next time by. Line up on the inside. Closed, pit road is closed.
Still better though than the old track where
pace car is off.
The leader was going at this point, because the start-finish line was on this straight. It looks like they're going to hold up, and yeah, none of this matters right now. We need to get to lap 200 before we even worry about anything. Realistic start as they're waiting till off of 3 and 4.
Green flag, green flag.
And watch out for people cutting and
outside,
trying to gain something.
Clear up top, car outside. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
Alright.
Outside.
Just wanted to get a few of those people by because they looked like they were very eager to get going.
Clear. Car outside. Still there.
I know this puts us at more of a risk to be in a wreck, but we're just gonna get onto the back.
.993. Outside. Outside is clear. Outside. Still there. Keep low.
There's no reason at all at this point to be fighting for spots.
Outside is clear.
Alright. Well, if we get ran into from behind now for a wreck, then we've only got one person to blame.
28.3.
And we've saved some tire there. We're just going to take it nice and easy. Leaders might come around and lap us, but it's so early that I don't think that's going to be a problem for getting a lap back. Got a few people locking up, weirdly.
27.367.
Big, long liftoffs. We can go about 75 laps 75 to 80 laps on a run. And with a full race, I'm not sure you're going to want to short pit it. Car might get a little extra tight
27.3.
since I'm not driving it in very hard. But it looks like everyone is being pretty chill right now. Question is, when do people start spinning because they bought a setup they can't handle? I think that's where the cautions are going to come from. And Adam just had a weird moment there. Got one guy going in the pits. Interesting so far. Wonder if that guy passed before the line or something and had to get a black flag cleared. So, we got a big old wad of cars up here.
27.47.
I'm not gonna get too eager to get around anyone until it starts spreading out more. But it looks like everyone is being pretty good. Alright, car got very weird loose going across the transition there. So we're going to stay on the track from now on. Unless I absolutely have to go down there.
27.571.
Like, I'm thinking about passing this 37, but then I'm looking ahead and then there's 6 cars right on top of each other that are going to be extremely dangerous to try to push my way through. Take a look and see if the leaders are showing up yet. Not yet.
27.762.
Alright, 5 minutes into the race and we've got 300 laps to go. Alright, things are starting to
27.87.
single file out here, so I'm going to start working my way up.
Still there, hold your line. Stay low, there is a car on the high side. Stay low, there is a car on the high side. Outside is clear.
That was an ugly push there.
27.903.
So it looks like, well, we got another one on pit road. That is weird. I have no idea what's happening to cause people to go to pit road.
27.786.
They have qualifying tape on, maybe? Might be what's happening. Almost contact ahead of us. Car is getting tight. I went with the tight setup.
27.801. Stay low, there is a car on the high side. Clear up top.
So we got 70 laps that we can go. So might actually be able to stretch this if the tires can handle it to 100 lap runs, because as we go slower, we're going to be using less and less fuel. But it is very difficult to pass here.
27.804.
1 and 2 trying to get under someone. It's been very difficult off the corner. You got to kind of set it up and then pass them into the corner.
Outside. Stay low.
Without overdriving the corner. He lets us go. Thankfully, because I think I was going to push up and run into him.
27.893.
We got to watch out for the 30. He's almost hit the wall a couple of times. And then we got the 20 that's going to be forcing his way up through the field a lap down. Because he screwed up.
Car inside. Still there. Clear inside.
And the 30 almost spins.
28.171.
Yeah, it's just so hard to come off the corner down low. Very, very, very tight.
169.
Thinking about maybe adding a bit more tape.
Car outside. Stay low. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Still there. Hold your line. Stay low. There is a car.
But at least everyone has kept the cars straight.
28.233. Outside.
I just
Keep low.
am not fast enough to make some of these passes that I need to be making easy.
Clear high. Outside. Still there, hold your line. Outside is clear.
And I really don't want to sit on the inside of this guy.
28.2.
That has almost spun it multiple times now,
The water
so...
temp is getting high.
Okay, you know what? We don't want to add tape,
Keep low.
because I just saw that flash on me.
Keep low.
And we have not really even pushed the car yet.
Still there, hold your line. Outside is
Alright,
clear.
I'm going to take away his line. Try to...
Stay low.
Nope, he's going to fight back for dead last.
277. Keep low. The water temp is getting high. Outside is clear.
Alright, well, we survived that. We're up to 30th, and I just got way too loose there. Now we should be able to pull away from this guy
28.372.
and start working on the next few. But man, it is difficult to pass. There is a massive group of cars up ahead that are very piled up on each other. So I'm guessing some people at the front are starting to fall off.
8.238.
A little loose there.
The car outside.
Don't want to go down because it's getting my rear's hot. He's going to go all the way to the bottom. Try to get the run off the corner because he was struggling off.
The car outside. Still there, hold your line.
He lets us go. Thank you to him. I don't think we've had too many run-ins with him. And we've been right around the same speed. He's normally a little quicker than us on the long runs, though. Now the car's kind of going to a loose in 1 and 2. But maybe because I've moved up to a slightly higher line. But we're on lap 28, still green. Awesome start to the race. Thought someone was wrecking behind. Yeah, I was starting to see people fall backwards.
28.382. The water temp is getting high. Slow car down low.
No idea what's happening here. Someone got loose, I guess.
Outside. 28.655. Stay low. Stay low.
Oh, that's the guy that was on pit road.
Keep low.
I guess he's just getting out of the way. I have no idea.
Still there.
Well, that was a horrible decision by him.
Clear.
Just run a line. It's like, don't slow down on the straightaway when two people are side by side. It helped me out, but could have easily just been a wreck. Like, changing your speed up in the braking zone is such a bad idea. I know he was just trying to get out of the way, but it's fine when they're single file.
28.218.
Yeah, so I don't really want to loosen the car up. I can't add more tape. So I think we're just kind of, we get through the tight portion and then deal with the slightly loose center off. Definitely do not have Martinsville speed. Just a bit slow right now, but maybe I'll learn a bit. We did put ourselves at a disadvantage, but I'm gonna have to back up my entry for 3 and 4.
28.22. The water temp is getting high.
The spotter call is getting annoying.
The water temp is getting high.
We're slowly closing in, but not much. We can go 50 more laps from here. Definitely not going to be able to stretch it to 100.
28.397.
But so far it's been fun. Haven't seen a whole lot of stupid moves, haven't seen anyone looking like they're gonna wreck, except for that 30 car was starting to look like it. He's still going though back there.
28.497.
Without cautions, this race is going to take 2 hours and 22 minutes, it says, at fast lap time, so probably about 2 hours and 40 minutes or 30 minutes with fall off and pit stops, if we go green. Probably going to be lap traffic soon. 5.9 seconds behind us, so that's going to be coming at us. We want to pit at about lap 80. Go 80, 160, 240. Apparently this guy is going to bring out a caution though. What'd you do, Adam? Hopefully he doesn't. Looks like he's trying to get somewhere to pull off. That moves us up into 27th. Very loose. It's weird how we've been seeing so many people just pulling off and not, like, going to the pits and not wrecks from what we've seen. Maybe they've hit the wall hard or something, but haven't even seen smoke. Got a slow car up high, 3 and 4. I think that's the same Wells guy, maybe.
28.43.
He's gonna have a long race if that's all the faster he can go. I don't know why he's going that slow. It doesn't look like he's damaged.
Outside. Clear outside if you want it.
So now it's just how early do you want to go for pit stops? Got a bit of room to work with around that lap 80. Not a lot. And do you trust, like, from our position, we're gonna go at least 2 laps down when we pit. And then once everyone cycles through, we'll be about a lap down, or maybe just to be on the lead lap. So we can make up a lot of ground if we pit earlier, because we're doing a second 1.2 seconds slower lap.
Caution, yellow flag.
We don't have to worry about it right now.
Pit road is closed right now.
Alright, so that will put us one of 31 people on the lead lap.
Catch up, 32, car.
One guy will get a wave around. I'm guessing a couple will take a
Half the
wave
pace car,
by.
pit road is now open. Catch up, 32, car.
We gotta go all the way around. Pit road's open to the leaders that are right behind us.
Catch up, 32, car.
Alright, very good first run. Take a look at the tires, and we are 74-78.
Okay, go. Line up, single file.
Alright. 50 laps in.
Catch up, 13, car.
But everyone's been pretty calm. But now we've got a run in. So what is everyone gonna do? How hard are they gonna go now?
Let us 13, car by.
So we're in 23rd. 23rd. 22nd maybe. How did we gain so many spots there? We weren't running that high up, were we?
Half the 24, car. Half the 21, car. Catch the 13, car.
A couple of people got penalties. So that puts us almost in 20th now. Now I shouldn't even try still, because nothing has changed. We've still got 262 laps to go.
1 minute,
But
3.5.
we'll just kind of feel it out.
Catch the 19, car. About to go green, stay focused.
And I didn't even notice he was in the race, but the guy in front of us has been a constant weapon, so we've got to definitely be careful about him. Leader's going.
Green, green, green.
We're going to be put 3 and 4 wide, I think.
49.706.
Just going to ease it in. We didn't really push it on new tires last time, so I've got to kind of learn how much we can go. And, well, the 19 completely blows the corner and almost wrecks the points leader, who's going to win the championship no matter what happens. But I have no idea why he's back here.
Outside.
He is going really slow. I'm confused on what some people are doing. I think maybe, I don't know. He's someone that could just pull away from the field, so I don't know what some of these guys are doing, pitting early and being this far off pace. Saving his tires for a long run. We got some contact and smoke up ahead. And now he's gonna come back at us.
Inside.
Okay.
Still there, hold your line. Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Clear inside.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
27.239.
Alright, that puts us top 20. I don't want to get any closer to this wad of cars right now. But I'm not feeling like I'm pushing the car, so we're doing pretty good. You know, they're all slowing each other down by being stacked up on each other.
27.295.
Not a battle I want to get involved in, but the 24 is starting to catch up. May have to just let him go. I can tell, though, from that first run that we definitely don't want to be the one trying to pass people. Much easier to hold on to the spot than try to take it. Almost pushed up and hit the purple Barney car up there. Don't know what number that is.
Outside.
And, well, we got really lucky there. Holy shit, I was on the brakes, I couldn't get it slowed down. That was a scary one. Just contact in the braking zone. Alright, I think I am going to go use the restroom. We're far enough up. What I'll do, I think everyone's going to pit, so we'll go around and then we'll pit on the next lap. That way I have more time so I don't go a lap down, because this race is way too long to hold it in like a half-distance race. I want to focus on racing later. And that was way too close to the wreck. Are people going to pit? They are. Alright, cool. So, we're going to go around, we're going to pit on the next lap.
19, Carmine, you had the position when the yellow flag came out. Catch the pace car.
That way we have a whole pace lap. And then a lot of people are going to do a wave around. But I will be back in a second. Gonna go ahead and just get ready to run to the bathroom.
Car 20, got the lucky dog, let them past on the outside. Letter 20, car bike. Move it, move it!
Alright, we're good to go. Maybe. That was very close. Shit. Fuck, I think we got a penalty there.
Line up on the inside. Catch up 20. Car, you exited the closed pits. Go back to the tail of the long.
We gotta let the wave arounds go, but we're fine. Didn't get a lap down, so we're fine. Better than pissing my pants.
About to go green. Stay focused. Pace car is off. 35.769. Letter 34.
Oh, fuck me. Come on, man. .34's got to pass all of us. Alright, this is a clusterfuck, but that's fine. The big one will happen and we won't be near it, right? I don't know what these guys are doing. Jesus fuck. Alright, well, that put us half a lap down.
Inside. Still there. 36.39. Stay high. There's a car on the low side.
Is this idiot gonna race me? Okay. Because he's got to be on older tires. Alright, we didn't lose too much there. Other than 11 spots. Lots of valuable track position, but again, long race. Doesn't matter until lap 200.
26.779. Outside. Clear.
Well, that was scary. Didn't know where the hell they were going. He was going half throttle in the middle of the track. And then we had a guy coming out of the pits.
Car outside. 27.031. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear outside.
Mark's car is very broken, it seems.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear outside.
Didn't want to come up in front of him just in case he was entering harder because he had less speed. And the 2 car, we're back caught up with him. So we went green there at around 66, 67. We'll just call it, let's just call it 70, make it easier. That is going to put us at 240 laps, right? Yeah, 240. So we're still kind of on the 80.
27.362. Low car up high. Low car up
Correct.
high. Car stopped up high.
And that is right where we were before we pit.
Single file. Pit road is closed. Jetstar 37. Car.
Alright, well, just kept the car clean. We're going to come in and get fuel. Not going to take tires, because we've barely done any laps. So we'll get fuel, top it off, just to give us that little extra option. Oh, that isn't the points leader. That's the other one named Mains. That is why there was a bit of a speed difference. But I still don't know what he's doing, because normally he's fairly quick.
Go, go, go! Line up, single file. Jetstar 2, car.
Alright, so we are now 75 laps into this race. We've got 3 cars out of the race. I'm not sure. 13's still out there, yep. So, not a whole lot to talk about. We've just done what we needed to up to this point, keeping our nose clean. I was getting a little too racy. And, yeah, we just gotta continue to not get ourselves in bad situations.
Pasta 13, car.
So, at the moment, 16 is 2 laps down. And he may get back on the lead lap if they continue to do a bit of wrecking every few laps here. 13's 5 laps down. I'm not sure. Oh, he was the one that had contact with the 10, I think. So he just got it all fixed now. Mark's going to be trying to get it all fixed through pit stops and staying on the lead lap. It's a long race. You can get it all fixed. It's not going to be very fun, though, to have to do that many laps off pace. Tires were 97, 98 when they looked at them when we got fuel only.
Line up on the outside. Jetstar 27, car. 1
But
minute 3.
we still got 125 laps until we even need to think about track position. And 125 laps, we could easily go green, or they could wreck a bunch. I mean, we just had a wreck there, so.
Pace car is off. Hang on, we're not going green.
And we got someone stopped on the track.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Trying to get in the correct order.
One to go, next time by.
I'm hoping we get green flag stops. I think that's where we can gain the most spots.
4, 3, 2.
But it's gonna be late race until we get to that point.
Get ready, going green. The pace car is off, be ready.
Alright, everyone's had 2 laps now to get ready. Are they gonna just go absolutely crazy and wreck?
Green, green, green.
Looks like everyone's gonna be chill.
Inside, 50.839. Still inside. Still inside. Clear.
Just fall in behind the 2 until he starts going really slow. No threat from behind. Got contact up ahead. Nearly 3 wide, or nearly 4 wide. I just went down there so I could see what that 4 wide was going to do. If I stayed high, it was going to be behind the A-pillar. Fuck me.
The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file.
Well, the 2 just died.
27 carbide. You had the position when the
We got so fucking lucky there.
Pit road's open.
Holy shit. I felt like he was gonna probably slide back up the track. He did, but then the 2 cars flipping down the track. Woo!
Pasta 37 car. Pasta 30 car. Pasta.
Alright, we're gonna go back and get some fuel.
27 car.
We didn't lock the tires up. That got a few people.
We're done. Get going.
Mark and the 24 continue to work on their cars. These quick yellows. I mean, that was a wreck on the straightaway, wasn't it? Maybe they tagged each other as they were starting to brake, but seemed to really early for someone to be getting spun there. Pits are closed. Now pits are open.
Line up, single file. Catcher 34 car.
Oh man, we were so close to getting damaged there for no fucking reason at all. Alright, that is going to put us down to 31 cars on the lead lap. I assume the 16 got a wave around, or is getting a wave around this lap. $13 is 4 laps down. Nope, lap 16 must have got an incident and all that. So then
Half the 16 car.
the 13 got the lucky dog, I guess. 27's now a lap down because he was in that wreck. 32's a lap down. And that's going to leave 29 on the lead lap. And one of them is very broken, and another one is sort of broken. So lucky there. Like I said, right now nothing matters other than keeping your car clean. And kind of figured we'd have caution after the first caution. Eventually it'll smooth out.
One lap to green. Line up on the inside. Catch the 21 car.
I don't know, I thought it was kind of weird that the two pushed it there and got to the inside of us and was going a lot harder than what he normally had, but luckily he did, because that just kind of made us back off and
about to go green, stay focused.
Kept us out of whatever the hell happened there, and now we're in 25th, pretty much running last. Leader needs to go early just to spread this shit out early on. I mean, he's doing it how he should, but at this point, let's get some fucking laps in.
53.702. Car outside. You're on the bottom. 3 wide.
I have no idea why the 34 just stops like that sometimes.
Car outside, keep low. Clear outside if you want it. Car outside, keep low. Stay low. There is a car on the high.
Don't want to be side by side with this guy, but I don't want to have to pass him later because we've seen he falls off. Alright. Fall in line, watch ahead. Yellow car up there got loose, almost hit the 20. They keep it straight.
27.272.
And as you can see behind, that is why I didn't want to get stuck behind the 37. Just because they've fallen off even more. Just kind of want to be at the back of the front pack. But this mess of cars I do not want to be in the middle of. So we're going to hang out here, log laps, keep the tires on it. Say if we make it to 110 on this run, then it'll probably go to green flag stops. I mean, there's always a chance, but The further we get into here, the better chance we have of it going long run. It's just still got a bit of side by side. And I don't need to go too early here because we saw how hard it was to actually make the pass. So if we wait a little longer and then go, maybe we'll have a bit more grip and be able to make those passes a little easier. So we're going to consider that lap 80 when we started. So I'm thinking 120 we start looking to go if we are able to. Now I might need to get past this 30 because he's starting to drop off. But I don't want to fight too hard to get around him for one spot. And these guys are nearly running into each other up ahead, about 6-7 spots. And it's the 19 as well. He nearly spun himself out there, so just keep our eye on that. Got a couple of people that got loose off the corner there. Remember to get through this tight portion of the tire and then it will start to loosen up.
27.793.
Just had a car come off a pit road, I think. Almost contact there with the black car and the Barney car.
27.732.
Car coming off pit road. It's the 2. He's headed back out with a very damaged car. That does not look like it'll be a fun 200 laps. No pressure from behind. I thought they were gaining on me, but then they stopped gaining on me. I'm pretty sure the 24 has got a bit of damage. So, just no need to waste my tires yet. They're not going anywhere, and the 19 just spins that dude.
The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 30 car. Pass the pace car. Catch the 30 car.
Alright, we'll come in, get fuel, get tires, and once again, wait to race.
Pit road is now open.
I have no idea why these guys feel like pitting so far back from the lead pack, but had to make sure he wasn't going to brake check and get me a penalty for passing. All right. Third set of tires. We got 5 sets left. Still a lot to work with. 92, 93. Kind of want to just come out in the same spot we were. 30's getting work done. Still ahead of the 24. Drive in through the pit stalls so that no one can run into us. And yes, I have to drive in first gear on pit road. I can't do it in second or third. It's some weird thing that I easily speed if I'm in a different gear. Well, 212 laps to go. Got a couple of people heading back to pit road, or they went around to get a long pit stop so they can run to the restroom. But, you know what? Not too bad so far for us. But a very, 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 very long ways to go. But more and more people get eliminated. 30 cars now a lap down. So he must have had to run off to do something. LePage is now 3 laps down. 16 cars 8 laps down. I don't remember seeing him getting lapped more times, so he might be in the pits. And we got 27 currently on the lead lap.
1 lap to green. You're on the outside this time. Pass the 27 car. Pass the 27 car. Catch the 31 car. 1 minute 4.659.
If we can get like a top 10, that might get me the 200 points that I need. And we had someone stay out on old tires. That's the 20 car, but they're really not that old because we barely did any green laps. But different start here, so we'll see when he goes. Can't see him. Now I can see him. We're gonna be waiting, and now we go.
Green flag.
Just hope we don't get wrecked.
Car inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear.
Find a nice spot to sit in.
Clear inside.
Got multiple 3 wides going on up ahead.
Still there, inside. Clear. 28.386. Inside. Still inside.
Kind of want to get ahead of the 24 because I know he's going to fall off.
Clear.
Didn't want to get to the inside of the 31, but he let off early, so we're just going to go
Still there, hold your line.
and at least have the inside.
0.083. Still there, hold your line.
We got the 20 car that's on old tires on the outside. So we got to watch out for someone trying 3 wide or running into the back of him on corner entry.
Stay low.
We're going to be 3 wide. I don't want to do this, but
437. Stay low. There was a car on the high
backing
side.
off didn't feel like the right option because we don't have any
Stay
room
low.
to
There
do
was a car
so.
on the high side.
We're going to be 3 wide off the corner
Stay low.
here.
There was a car on the high side.
He backs off. We're going to brake early because we're at a bad angle.
Stay low. Clear.
And now we don't have to cut down across. And very lucky to get through that clean, but it got us a lot of clean air. Holy shit, someone just came up out of nowhere there. And that puts us in 15th. way too early to be racing like that, but I saw an opportunity and there wasn't a good place to back out of it. If I had some space to just sit and wait back there, I would have, but I just saw a lot of people that were going to fall off very quickly, and I didn't want to get stuck behind them, even though we got a long ways to go. Had I got wrecked there, then it would have been stupid, but it worked out. And we put a lot of distance on those people, so that's even better. We're looking at around lap 170 coming in for a green flag stop.
27.217. The water temp is getting high.
Not concerned with that yet. Might have to go a click down on tape. Or I can just lift off earlier.
It's getting high.
We'll wait on. Don't get on the gas full throttle. That'll help it out. Wait till we get on the straight. That'll be good for our tires as well. Early lifts. Right now I have no reason to go up and try to pass any of these guys. And everyone up here seems to be content with where they're at.
27.585.
Someone is blown up and was on pit road or something. I think that's what that smoke was.
27.684.
Missed the turn. Got a big push. It's fine. Don't hit the wall. Something stupid. Car getting loose up ahead. Guys behind us are still too wide. feel like we might be faster than these 5 in front of us, but being faster and being able to pass them are 2 different things, so. We've at least got a lot of room to the leader before we get lapped. Unlike last time, we were on a long run.
The yellow flag is out. Line up, single file. Pit road is closed right now.
20 laps on this run. Probably really 16 or 18.
Pit road's open.
We're getting to a point where I don't want to get too low on tires. We started with 8 sets. We're going to be down to 4 sets if I take tires. And we're not even halfway yet. But the moment you get a long run, you're going to want to have started that on fresh tires. So we got to just take tires. But we at least should have some track position.
We're done. Get going.
Might have lost some track position, but
They want you in single file.
well, we should be good. 15th still. Couple of people with penalties, maybe.
Pasta, 22 car.
Alright, we're getting into a situation now. We're at 191 laps to go. So we can do about 75, 80. Can't one stop it yet. But 2 stopping it is going to be a slightly earlier pit than you would want. Because it's going to be around like 65 laps into the run. Let's take a quick look. We've got 26 cars on the lead lap, 30 cars now 2 laps down, and the 19 is 8 laps down, so he's either quit or had damage from him wrecking someone. But up to 13th because we got a couple of spots there from people getting penalties. That's good. They'll be trying to work their way back through the field.
About to go green, stay focused.
Very well could wreck themselves out if they try too hard.
Post car is off, time to do your job.
Leader is waiting. Going.
Green flag, green flag. 53.762. Car outside. Car outside. Clear outside if you want it. Outside.
Nowhere to go right now. Just gonna try to hold this position.
Still there, hold your line.
Try not to be too wide with people.
Still there. 27.647. Stay low. Outside is clear.
5 car got loose. Luckily, guy behind us got loose. Opened up some spots.
Car outside. Stay low.
Don't know who this 33 is. He might have been one of those people that got a penalty.
291. Still there.
Not gonna fight him.
Outside clear.
And here is our nice space, and we're just gonna sit in it and log laps. 31 won't be able to pass us. 20 might be able to, because now he's on fresh tires and trying to make up all those spots that he lost.
27.184.
Car definitely comes off the corner better than everyone because we're slowing down for the corners. A lot of guys behind us are entering so much deeper. You can just see them getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they fade away on exit. Watching ahead, there's a couple little bumps happening. Nearly drove it into the wall there. Almost locked the front tires up. I don't know, I thought 33 was slowing down more than he was.
27.249.
They've spread out a bit behind. Car in the wall up ahead. I believe that was the 6 and 8 car, sorry. And he gets wrecked by the 26.
Single file. Pit road is closed right now. Pit road's open.
Still can't make it on one stop from here, so it's not worth losing the track position. And we only did 10 laps there, if that. I don't know why everyone's racing so damn hard in the middle of a race when we're not even halfway. So, 30's going to get one of his laps back. It puts him 1 lap down now.
Letter 30, carbide.
26 cars on the lead lap. I don't think the 8 got too much damage out of that. Got 1 car, 2 cars going into the pits. Maybe they think they can go 90 laps. You might be able to, but I think it's going to be too much of a stretch. And I think going that long you're going to lose out to people that pit early. I think a 2-stop at this point will still beat a 1-stop.
Pit road is closed.
So now we're up to 11th. All right, long ways to go so far. Hour and 17 minutes in, not even halfway, but I feel there's a long run coming.
One lap to green. Line up on the inside. Catch up. 33. Car.
We got to think of this
6.472
as an extension of the run that we started 10 laps ago, so we're still looking at 190.
About to go green. Stay focused. Post car is off. Time to do your job.
Maybe 180. 180 would put us there to... Now we're going to go 185. Guy behind us is one that lost positions because of a penalty, so he's going to be trying really hard.
Green, green, green.
Try to get some distance from him and then hopefully allow him to go by easy, so that we don't get wrecked by someone trying to make up all the positions that they lost.
Stay low. Still there. .705. Stay low.
Older tires, it's getting a bit squirrely down there across the transitions. I really don't want to be on the inside here.
Clear, car outside.
We can just fall in line.
Keep low.
I'd be very happy.
Keep low. 27.389. Clear up top. Outside. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear high.
Alright, fall in line. 22 screwed up behind. Got the viewer in the 18. A couple of cars behind us. I think he also got a penalty. He was the other guy that got sent to the back. But we're in 11th and don't have a scratch on it yet, as the two guys in front of us have to pitch it to keep it off the wall on the exit. Cars came in very good though. I feel like it's as we get track position, we're able to keep up with everyone that we're around. Able to just sit in these nice little holes like we did at Martinsville and not have to do too much racing.
27.538.
Aaron's car up ahead got loose. 12 almost ate the wall.
The water temp is getting high.
But we're getting close to halfway.
27.698.
And we're getting close to that top 10, but long ways away until they hand out points for it, so. Gotta make sure we don't get wrecked by the 22.
The water temp is getting high.
Yeah, that keeps getting a little worse the harder I try.
Inside. Clear inside.
And we'll just fall behind the 18. There's a big gap there. Oh. He was going to, and then he had a little slip up there or something. We overdrove that corner, so he'll be able to get a run on us here.
27.95. Inside. Clear.
Alright, so we'll just sit here now and hopefully be able to keep the tires on it, get into the pits, make some ground up. I think I'm going to go a click down on tape just so that we don't have to lift early for the water temp. That's not going to change the handling up too much. Get back in our rhythm and attach ourselves to the back of this pack and pull away from the guys behind.
28.116.
We can go about 60 laps from here. And there's contact up ahead. Or nearly contact.
27.95. The water temp is getting high.
Alright, so if we go full fuel, we'll be at 100 laps to go. We can't make that. If we go split it in half at 120,
28.178.
then that's going to give us 2 60-lap runs, and we'll be pitting at about 60, 70 laps into this run, if we make it.
Inside. clear, inside. Keep high, clear. 28.348.
So yeah, 33 I don't think was one of those people that was up front and got a penalty. I'm not sure where he came from, but he's struggling now with tire temp. Got a car going up to the wall, not sure if that was contact or a lap car getting out of the way. Yeah, lap car getting out of the way.
8.112. The water temp is getting high. Car outside. Clear outside. 28.251. The water temp is getting high.
Man, that was very early. I think it's because I got on the gas so early because we entered the corner so slow last time.
28.385.
Not doing too terrible though, but we got to think about lap 190 coming into pit. So that's going to be in 30 laps. It's going to be about 20 laps shy of going the whole way on fuel. But I think that's going to give us our best opportunity to make some ground up on people. If we do green flag stops, it's definitely going to spread things out. What we got to hope for is those 20-30 laps after we pit, there's not a caution.
28.222.
And then we'll go to lap like 250 and pit again under green. Hopefully we just go the rest of the way green. Feel like we can get a top 10 easy if that happens.
The water temp is getting high.
And we'll see if that gets us to the front page or not.
The water temp is getting high.
I might go 2 clicks down on that tape. Because if I've got to race hard, definitely don't want to be lifting as much as I am right now.
.479.
But everyone behind is pretty much out of it against us, it seems. Unless they go long and get a yellow. So, it's looking good for 12th or better. And it's all going to come down to strategy then. Which, you know, I love. And if we get some long green runs and then a later yellow, we're still going to have a lot of people to lap down. Because we're getting around the track and getting people lapped finally. not just people that have wrecked. So just doing big coasts into the corner. Seems to be working well. And we just had a lap car cross over in front of people to get to the other side of the track. He's going to be in the high side where the 18's running the whole time. 18 goes up there. Luckily doesn't get himself trapped behind him. And we get a little loose there as I cut it down. What are you doing, 2-car? You're fucking smarter than that. Hold a line.
Outside. Outside clear. 28.585.
Overdrove entrance there. Alright, we're getting close. 25 laps till we pit. 25, 23, somewhere around there. Everyone's kind of just been the same speed this whole time too, so there's not really anyone up here that's left is not really dropping off bad like we saw at the beginning of the race. And this, I think, is our longest green run that we've had. Might have had a slightly longer one at the start, but it's approaching it. I think we need to get around the 18. He's starting to lose speed. He lets us go. Thank you to him. Overdrove the corner entry. Wasn't quite ready for him to let us go there. Thought we were going to wait till corner entry, but it all works. See if we can catch up to the back of this pack. And then pit.
28.439. The water temp is getting high.
But yeah, car isn't really too tight. It goes through a bit of a tight phase, but you just back up the corner and then it starts to get a little loose on exit later in the run.
28.403. The water temp is getting high.
I hope the tape adjustment just ends that so that I can go 100% when I want to go 100%. Should have made the change earlier, but felt like we could deal with it. 21 gets a little loose there. Gets really loose crossing the transition.
Water temp is getting high.
Got a car on fresh tires that pit on 160 coming up behind us.
28.456. Car inside. Still there.
Please quickly pass us. He does. We're good. We don't lose any time.
28.721.
Now just don't run into anyone ahead of us so that we can all pit.
.481.
Yeah, car's kind of going away now. But gotta get it a few more laps before we bring it in. .491. 13 laps and we'll pit. And then we just have to cross our fingers. But I don't even think the leaders have caught the back of the pack yet.
28.417.
Maybe they have. But there's 23 cars on the lead lap. Snag the yellow line, that did not do it.
28.606.
Little hit of the wall, that was not good. Now all of a sudden Cabe is closing in on us hard. Just let him go again.
Car inside, 28.613. Stay high. Clear.
Lap guy on new tires just went 3 wide. I don't know if it was forced or not, but ten to go and we'll pit.
.983.
I'm sure that high side is much better through 1 and 2, but it's not something I've done a lot, and I'm not gonna just change it up now, especially this late into the run.
.624.
Got the 11 who's making a charge behind. He's definitely saved his tires. He might go long. Overdrove that.
.472. The water temp is getting high.
Loose, down low. .491. Really, at this point, it's just keep it out of the red on water temp, log the laps. get into pit, hope that we can make up some ground. It's at least going to spread people out. That was very bad. Some of the people at the front of the pack, they're either lap cars or they have really lost the handling and speed on their cars. Oh, Cave is going to blink out because that's been the thing that's happened to the car in front of me in races this week, is they just magically disappear and I gain a spot. Looks like it's hanging in.
28.78.
Definitely lost a lot of speed here. The 11 is pit. I was expecting him to go long, but looks like he has hit pit road. I don't know when he did it though, because maybe he didn't. Maybe he got loose or something. I would have thought we'd see him on pit road. Oh, he's a lap down behind us, so it must have been a few laps ago that he did that. Definitely lost touch with the guys in front of us. But we're still in a good 12th position. Car is still clean. Once we get the tape off it a bit, maybe that'll help us. Or it'll just go way too tight.
8.462.
Alright, I'm gonna go 191.
The yellow flag is out.
Alright.
Line up, single file.
Don't have to worry about it.
It's closed right now. Catch up, 18 car.
Unfortunately, but at least we didn't pit any earlier.
Catch up, 18 car.
And that, well, the 11's only one lap down, so he'll have to do the wave around. But, yeah, that sucks. I really wanted the green run.
Catch up, 18 car.
So we were very close to pitting there.
Pit road is now open.
Once again, we're trying to catch the pace car. It needs to just have us do a whole pace lap and then pit us. I know that would just be more time under yellow, but it seems like everything with this pit road is just awkward because of the weird cut-through shape. Oh man, we were very close to being too far left and too far forward. Still not going to be a great stop, but
Move it, move it. Line up, single file.
should be in 12th still. And now we're going to have another little instance of people trying way too hard. We still got 120 laps left.
Catch up, 12 car.
But, yeah, people will be going a little bit too hard here. So just have to watch out for it. Take a look at how many people we got on the lead lap, and right now it is at 20. But might get a few more on the lead lap here once the wave around people go in front of the leader, which we do. And that is going to put 22 on the lead lap. 2 people are getting the wave around to get on the lead lap. There might be more people getting the wave around to get onto 1 lap down.
Pasta, 31, car. Pasta, 31, car.
Alright, so we got that tape changed. I hope that solves our little water temp. And now we, I mean, we've got our track position that I was going to wait to try to get until we got to lap 200, so. And it seems like we've got everyone behind us covered.
1 to go, next time by. Line up on the outside. Catcher, 18, car.
Just got to watch out for people trying to win the race with 120 to go still.
4. Hang on, we're not going green, not going green. Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
And then we're probably going to pit at lap 250, 255. But people will be able to go to probably 270. Tires that last time were 66.72.
1 to go, next time by.
So it's going to get a little tighter, but
1 minute, 3.
For where I'm running,
2.
I am perfectly fine with that. Maybe now that I can use a little more throttle, I can loosen it up that way.
About to go green, stay focused. Post car is off.
But hopefully we can go these final laps green. Especially since we're going to have to do a bit earlier pit stop. Outside line, not really paying attention. 31 almost wrecks us there.
56.999. Car inside, still inside.
And the car gets extremely loose with that guy up our ass. Whew, that was scary.
Still there at bottom.
Alright, 31 at least backs off a bit.
Still inside.
Hopefully we can clear him on exit here.
Still there, hold your line. 26.979. Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
And they make contact behind us, and that gives us a bit of room. Alright.
Car outside. Still there, hold your line. Stay low.
Just kind of need to go. We don't need to save tires too much.
27.063. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
This position doesn't matter too much.
Stay low.
But feel the car out a bit.
Clear outside if you want it.
Very worried about this 33 behind me. is entering very deep. But now that we're single file, we're pulling away, it looks like. Shit, steering wheel is getting pulled back. It's not good. Glad I felt that. I don't know why I pull on the steering wheel when I race, but that would have not been good had it come off. Alright, we are holding position. I don't feel very fast. I just got to not get ran into and not get loose. Had to drive into the corner harder than I wanted there.
27.573.
Yeah, it's tighter through 3 and 4.
Outside.
God, this guy is scaring the hell out of me.
Keep low. Outside, clear.
I knew I had to turn down there, otherwise he was going to wipe us out on entry. We're getting slowed down just a little bit by the 18 and the 12 on entry. Got some contact back behind in the wall. Fine, we just needed to get the 9 around us without him running into us.
Car inside.
Let's get him around us.
Still there.
No need to race an idiot.
Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Still there at the bottom. Still there, hold your line. 28.089. Clear inside.
Alright. 13th place. Let's see if we can hold off the 26. Just overdriving 3 a little.
27.737.
Really overdrove that. Luckily, the guy behind overdrove it more. Do I want to loosen it up for this last run? I don't know.
Outside. Outside is clear.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Other than probably get wrecked by the 26. We got the water temp solved. So I just got to get a bit of turn back in it.
Inside.
That got me stupid loose.
Clear inside.
What are you doing, you fucking idiot?
Inside. Clear.
You've already wrecked one person. Just because you can enter faster than the guy in front of you doesn't mean you're quicker. And water temp because we were on the throttle so hard that whole time. Alright. Cleared him now, so I can go back to entering normal and not ruining my exit.
The water temp is getting high.
I don't know what the fuck to do about this water temp.
The water temp is getting high.
Alright, lap 215, still looking at 250, 255. Really loose down there on the bottom. That was a bad corner. So looking like maybe we're gonna fall to 14th. But maybe strategy can get us a few spots back. But I think everyone's gonna pit around that time. I do not know why they wouldn't. Especially with the fall off that we're getting. Way loose and a little frame issue right as I got loose. That's not good. Well, I don't want to loosen it up because it's getting loose somehow with this less tape. I think I've just ran it harder and it's heated up the right rear. Need to calm that down a bit. Not too terrible of a race, though. Could have been a lot worse. I know the spring race here was pretty bad. Fuck, I screwed that up. I was trying to push the wheel back on. I don't know why it's not clamping. Alright, we'll get this dumbass past us before he wrecks us since I fucked up.
Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Clear.
It's not clamping like it's supposed to. We've got room to work with, so that was a bad time to try to fix it. Screwed it down just a little more. Next 2 cars behind us are laps down. And now we can just breathe the right rear as much as we want. And then hope that they don't wreck when we pit.
28.355.
This guy just pit. Give him the outside. Okay. Apparently not. I don't know why you would try to go low off the corner when I'm clearly holding it low, but that was my fault. Should have just ran a line. Figured he would go high. But I'm pretty sure he's multiple laps down, so. Or was one of them that maybe got the wave around.
Car inside. Still there, hold your line. 28.495. Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
Unfortunately, we're losing a lot of time to everyone we're racing, but we just don't have the speed this run, and we didn't have the speed at the end of the last run. And unless someone's stupid and goes 20 laps longer and loses a second and a half over those 20 laps every lap, we're not going to have much of a chance to get higher than 14th. And I don't want to go in too early, because then at the end of the run we're going to be pretty far off as well. So the only people we're racing are the 12, the 18, and the 26. I think everyone else is just way too far gone now. But when we get tires, we'll be able to go out and kind of just run to a pace and not run as hard as we can, because we'll be making up time on everyone that stays out no matter what we do. We just can't have a yellow.
.399.
Now that we've got a bit more clean air, it seems the water temp has went back to normal. I just can't get on the gas that hard, otherwise it kicks out, and I don't want to self-spin at this point, because that would be a waste of time. 20 laps until we pit. Unless the 26 wrecks the 18.
28.484.
Which, even though that would give us 2 spots, I do not want any more cautions. Because our only chance of beating some people are going green and having strategy. .397.
28.489.
These guys are going to run side by side and slow each other down for a few laps, so that outside just has a big advantage later in the run, it seems. But not something I want to deal with. Did not want to try to defend, especially after I made a mistake to miss the corner. Still a long ways to go.
28.431.
2 hours and 20 minutes into the video. And we're doing pretty good though on time. But yeah, now we're at a bit of a boring part and I need to just talk so that I don't focus on my driving, because that makes me better when I'm not focused on what I'm doing. So this weekend the playoffs start for, well, fucking stupid there. Playoffs start for USL League 1. So Omaha has a bye the first week. Oh, and the 26 blows his engine. Please do not bring out a caution. I'm guessing he was right on the edge on water too. And every time you hit red, it's a chance, a roll of the dice of it blowing up. Doesn't matter if it's the first time or the 100th time.
28.5.
So maybe with him in that dirty era with the 18, it just popped it. So that's P13 now. We've been holding 3.7 seconds back to the 23 this entire time. Seems like everyone is just the same speed.
28.425.
And we're going to be at 11 to go till our pit stop. But yeah, looking forward to watching the first round matches. Just 2 matches, 6 teams in the playoffs. There's only 12 teams in the league right now, so half the fucking league's in the playoffs, which is a bit weird. But with it being soccer, you never know who the hell's going to end up winning, even if it's the highest seed, which Union Omaha is the high seed, so home matches the whole way through if we win the semifinals and make it to the finals. So that'll be fun as long as it's not freezing cold. And our goal difference is like 23, and all the other teams' goal differences are like 6 is maybe the next highest. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But some of the teams are like B teams for the MLS, and Omaha is independent, so they can kind of go out, get the older guys that don't really have a shot at going MLS, but have the knowledge and the experience over some of the younger guys that may get up into the league one day. So it's kind of like we have an advantage over those teams, since there's no one above us telling us who we need to play and get time, and get a bunch of people that have been cut just because they got too old to ever pay off for the MLS team that was trying to farm them up. And then I think our attendance has averaged well over, like, we're even beating out USL Championship teams. I think only 11 USL Championship teams did better than us on attendance. And that's the league above us. So that's pretty good. It'd be nice if we had a dedicated stadium and not Creighton Stadium, because that place, I hate going down there. But it'd be nice to have an actual soccer stadium owned by them instead of using the Storm Chasers baseball stadium. But it's good times. It's nice to have a winning team in Nebraska. I guess a winning's men's team. We got women's volleyball and every once in a while women's basketball, but yeah, football has sucked. Basketball, men's basketball has sucked.
28.457.
And the 9 is on pit road, so he's going just slightly earlier. That's a bit too soon for me. I'm going to feel more comfortable in 3 laps. And we're not racing him. That might start dragging people down, though. He is just coming off of pit road. No, yep. Oh, he got stuck behind someone else coming off of pit road too, so that might have cost him a bit. Alright, we're pitting this time. Even though there's a big group of cars, it's clear that you're only going to lose 1 lap, so it's not going to be too big of a risk. Let's see if I can do this without spinning out. Better entry, and let's get going. We're a lap down now.
We're done. Get going.
Hopefully a lot of people go long. It'd be very stupid of them, but it would be very good for us. Almost a clean track. 33 has passed us, but he pit almost 10 laps ago. Car's a bit loose. We don't have to go too quick. We just have to do faster laps than what everyone else is doing.
32.384.
Should be able to get around the 33 pretty easy.
The lead is pitting now. outside. 26.967. Clear up top.
It was nearly bad. But we got track position on Cabe, so we should be gaining track position on a few other people. 33 gets loose and almost causes a caution. 23 is staying out long. I think he was behind us, though.
7.073. Clear up top.
We just gotta watch out for when we're passing people on that part and people coming out of the pits. But it looks like almost everyone's coming in now, so we're back on the lead lap, I think. So, we'll see where this cycles out. Still not feeling great with my comfort in the car, but
car inside. Still inside. Clear.
it's unfortunate to have him stuck on my inside, and we're going to lose a spot here to the 18 because we're not going to be able to. Well, thought the 3 was going to blow past there, but he doesn't. And now we're going to be 3 wide with this guy.
8, 9. Clear. You're in the top 10. Outside.
Alright.
Clear outside if you want.
Oh, we still got the 12 is going long. I don't know where they were at on track. We're not on the lead lap yet.
Car inside. Still there. Still there at bottom. 27.47.
We just don't have the initial speed right now to hold off any of these guys that we did get track position on.
Still there, hold your line. Clear inside. The lead is fitting.
Now we're on the lead lap. Just gonna let the 7 go because he can be aggressive every once in a while.
Car inside. Keep high. Clear inside.
And now we fall in line. I hope this guy is not trying to race us, especially when he's a lap down. Lots of traffic though.
27.64. Outside. Stay low. Stay low. Clear up top.
Alright, so I think we've cycled through. The 8 has not pit, so he's going long. That was a spot, so that moves us into 11th. So we did gain a few spots on some people. But yeah, if anyone's staying out long, that's just a horrible idea if they were ahead.
27.474.
Because even if you get the caution, I mean, you're going to end up a lap down to the people that pit in 40 laps. It's just not a good play, but it looks like the 21's going to catch us. I just don't have speed at the moment. I don't know why.
27.639.
Got to try some different lines. Try something. Like this 28 is tracking us down, and he only pit 5 laps after us.
Outside. Clear, car outside. Clear high.
And contact, the 21 runs into the 28. That gives us a bit of space back to 21, but he's got enough laps to regain it and catch up with us.
27.755.
And the 7 has hit the wall. Like I said, every once in a while he is known to wreck. It's not a massive wrecker, but you see some weird things out of him.
8.094.
He hit that wall really hard, but he's still going quick, so might not have done anything for us. I don't have any speed now. Car's just very dead off the corners, it feels like. There's 17 cars on the lead lap, so still a long ways away from being lapped. Looks like it's going to be a 12th place or a 13th place, because the 12 car is 3.8 seconds back and they've hit on lap 260, so I don't know. Apparently we did that completely wrong. High, so this guy doesn't wreck us.
Inside, still there. Clear.
Yeah, the 12's tracking us down, so right now we are on track for a 13th place.
28.211.
I don't think there's anyone else that have stayed out. That all of a sudden got loose out of nowhere. Car's just very unpredictable. I don't know what has happened over the last couple of runs, but I think maybe I'm just losing concentration. Slamming on the gas out of the corners too much now because I fixed the water temp. Try to be easier on the throttle.
28.081.
Yeah, I don't see anyone else gaining on us now, so I think we're okay. Other than the 12.
28.152.
Question is, are we going to get a stupid late race caution and then get wrecked out at the end, or are we going to gain a bunch of spots from a late race restart? Who knows? Mark has just had no fun for the last 200 laps.
Outside. Stay low. Clear high. Outside. Still there.
Let's keep it down low there. Did not make it feel good.
28.296. Clear outside.
Now, these guys racing might help me out. Maybe they'll burn their shit up. But it kind of just seems like everyone falls off at the same amount, and I fall off a little more. And now, slamming on the gas, getting loose off the corners is not going to help things. Need to pull my head out of my ass. Drive smooth. Watch out for when the 7 hits the wall again, because he just got massive loose. Here comes the 12. She's going to join the party.
28.281.
And we'll just find a good way to let her by and watch her catch up to this group, and maybe all 4 of them wreck and I get spots. It's not even, no use in even fighting someone that's that much quicker than me.
Still there, hold your line. 28.488. Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
And we are the last car on the lead lap. The leader is 5 seconds behind. So if we're going to get a caution, I really hope it's before I get lapped. Otherwise, that's going to throw some messy stuff in. But leader is tracking us down quickly.
28.308.
I hope we just make it to the end, though. There's no need for a wreck at this point. But the 7 and the 21 are fighting pretty hard. And then when you add the 12 into the mix, you never know what's going to happen.
28.312.
Gotta be on the lookout for someone getting loose off the corner. You know, I think pitting early and directly in the middle didn't pay off, because you kind of fall off to a point and then stay there, and it happens very quickly. But I don't know. I mean, we didn't have the speed to gain much out of it anyways, but we've at least got maybe a chance to claw some of this back if they have fallen off a bit from racing hard, because we are gaining back just a bit. but gaining on him and making a pass,
8.234.
two different stories. Passing here has been hell. 3.8 to the leader. 12 gets a little loose, I get a little loose. Is trying to follow the 12 through.
28.215.
21 gets a big wiggle. I completely missed the corner and slide up, but didn't really hurt. As these two are going side by side, it's allowing me to just inch a little closer. 7's heating up the right rear just a little each lap.
357. The water temp is getting high.
And now that we're back under the spoilers, dealing with water temp again. And looseness. .34 is a lap car.
.457.
.2 until we're lapped.
28.471.
After seeing the 26 blow up, I'm definitely gonna not get the water temp hot. Got a car on pit road, that is a lap down car.
Outside.
34, you have no reason to stay side by side with me, please don't.
Outside is clear. 28.525.
Alright, do we have any shot to get either of these two? It feels like we've kind of evened out with everyone. Until I got on the gas too early and pushed there. 2.2 seconds till we're lapped.
542.
And 5 of us extremely close together. Trying to make it to the end, trying to get speed out of the cars. No one can do anything because we have hardly any power, even though we've got the 750 or whatever. But we got to enjoy it because next year it's not going to be fun unless we have Xfinity and Truck NIS.
The water temp is getting high.
Unless there is a big change in how next gen drives, but pretty sure it's going to be how it is, and well,
Outside. Outside clear.
that was a big loose and I couldn't try to hang on to it because right rear was just going to be burnt.
29.053.
Had our opportunity, but couldn't do it. We're going to be in a bad situation when we get lapped and then the leader starts working on these 4. But still 13th place,
28.7.
0 incidents, as I almost hit the wall there. 21 almost spins out. And I'm just going to let the leader go because it's very pointless to
Car inside.
fight it. It's not going to do anything for anyone.
28.848.
Alright, well, if we're going to get a caution, we need it before he passes the 21. Marks on new tires.
Car inside. Clear inside. 28.869. Car inside. Clear.
Okay, well, now we just back off a bit, avoid any wreck, and hope that if someone else is in Lucky Dog's spot, they get an incident. Because these guys are going to start racing harder and harder. Leader's going to be trying to get around them. We got a couple of lap cars on fresh tires. Maybe it's a good thing I screwed up and got out of that. I didn't have anything for him, so... Just... yeah, not a good handle on the car. Just kind of went tight when I didn't want it tight, and loose when I didn't want it loose. We got the 29 behind us, 4.5 seconds back, 23, they're side by side. We should be able to hold them off. We just lost a lot of ground to them because we backed off as much as we did. So I think the leader's gotten around all of those guys. Completely missed the turn there, but 4.5 seconds still.
28.734. Got 10 laps to go.
10 laps left in the season, and really only 9 laps left, and we got contact,
Slow car down low.
and the 21 has wrecked.
They want you in single
And
file.
I might be lucky dog
Catch
if
up, 34
the 7
car.
got an incident there. If he got an incident with him, might be lucky dog. If not, we're getting the wave around, but yeah, it's not looking like we're lucky dog. I think the 21 was behind him, so unless he got the wall and then the 21 and him hit. But nope, it would have told us by now. So we got to take the wave around. Right now there are lots of people 1 lap down all the way back to 19th. I assume everyone's going to take the wave around. The lead pack is going to just pull away from us like crazy. But yeah, we'll be okay, because we're not going to get lapped again before the end of this.
Got the lucky dog. Let them pass on the outside.
So it's just about getting spots when they wad them up on this final restart,
Pit road is now open.
or final restarts. We're up to 12th because we got a free spot with the 21 wrecking. Cool the tires off a little. Definitely not pitting though. They are though. Okay, so they are choosing to stay a lap down. See, the thing is, you get the lucky dog, you're going to be starting all the way at the rear on the next restart. So you just don't have the time to do that. Start all the way at the rear at this next one. But, you know what? He's the only one that went in. Maybe he couldn't make it on fuel or something. I don't know. Gonna be a lot of wave around cars. So now we just got to hold off the 23 and hope we don't get in a wreck. Because we could still finish like 25th or 26th. Which would be a waste of 3 hours.
One to go, next time by. Line up on the inside. 1 minute, 6.722. Pit road is closed right now.
Now if we do get a caution and we do come in the pits, we'll put the tape back up because it's only going to be a short run.
Get ready, going green.
Ooh, that was weird.
30.733.
That had a very weird wobble.
5 to go.
Alright, let's hope that the top 12 wreck each other. Nope, top 11, sorry. And it gets weird again on me. I don't know what's going on with that.
33.7.
Hopefully it doesn't get too weird.
Car outside.
Hold off the 23.
Still there. Clear outside if you want it.
Oh my god, it's not turning.
Still there. Clear outside if you want it.
Okay, we hold him off. Let's hope we get some free spots. There's no one behind us on like new tires on our lap, so it's just the battle with the 23.
Car inside.
And once my tires start to feel normal, we should be okay. And we're just fading away from the lead pack, so if they all wreck on the last lap, awesome.
27.905.
Kind of hope they wait to wreck on the white flag lap so that we don't have to do another restart. Looks like they're going to make it to the white.
White flag, stay smooth.
Let's see some cars spinning. Not me.
27.919.
Not me. Well, we made it. 0 incidents, 312 laps, 12th place. I will take it.
Car stop down low. Car stop ahead. Checkered flag.
Hopefully we don't get wrecked afterwards.
Okay, we'll get them next
as everyone plows into the cars stopped. Alright, P12 can be Perfectly happy with that. But, yeah, not good enough. Just kind of fell off really bad at the end. But that is the season. It's all done. Let's take a look at this. 12th and 17 on the lead lap. Just, yeah, not too terrible. Good, what do you get? 8th. So, let's go ahead and go through the wrecks. And then we will take a look at the standings and see how many points we got. I don't know if this can even go all the way back to the first lap. Might just completely destroy my computer trying to go back that far. I think it's trying. Yep, it's working its way back there. There we go. All right. So we started off with a good run, and I'm just going to jump ahead. Okay, so one car didn't really hit the wall. Oh, the 15 blew up. I wonder if everyone was just right on the edge with that water. Is that what causes the caution here? So you have to get really far down, and I think if he doesn't, yep, that causes the caution because nothing else happened. Alright. Okay, we have wrecking under the caution. Alright. What the hell was that? That's not something you normally see out of Jay. He was definitely looking at something else. And 32 into the wall, 37 and 31. Let's just go to the next caution. Wasn't it fairly quickly? We got a few laps there. I swear there's something messed up with these walls where it's contacting before it. Yeah, that was a bit of prediction code, but also just 13 way over driving. Maybe Mark slowing down way too much, but it was kind of one of those deals. Mark did good to make sure the 13 didn't get away. If you're gonna make sure someone doesn't walk away after ruining your race, that's a pretty good way to do it. Doesn't look too intentional, although I can tell it is. Then he almost goes and grabs everyone else back here. For a little wall scrape. 11 gets loose. And 21 loses it under the 24. 24 jumps the rear tire, and that is how they go around. contact with the 11 and the 22. No. Alright. That's a weird one on LePage. Like, he comes down off the wall, 32's coming up, but let's watch it from that line. I think it just kind of prediction code hooks him earlier and drags him over there, and then into the wall, into the 32, and we sneak through. I gotta see that. Very lucky not to have our race ended on lap 80. Let's check out the guy behind us. He sneaks through. Probably should have had contact with the 32. The 30, he sneaks through. Who is it that gets 24? Oh, he starts rolling again midway through that. Now, he didn't really start rolling. I think he was just he stopped sliding sideways, and yeah, and there's the 2 on his lid. '22 and the 33. So the 33 was up front for a bit. Let's just go to the next wreck. Oh, which is the 19 wrecking the 11. That's his normal wreck someone. I'm sure he's gonna blame it on the 11 somehow, even though he completely missed the corner. Now, he went laps down after this, so did he just penalize himself? Or did we get some payback? I don't know. Nope, he just... in a few laps, he just quits. Oh, he's blow up? Yep, he blows up. A little bit of damage, and was probably pushing that water temp. Lots of blown engines. But when you run into shit, that doesn't help it. Oh, 24 gets sideways, 29, nowhere to go. That is 120. Then we go a long ways to around 190. And the 28 self-spins. Everyone makes it by. He's trying to get going, and everyone are picking different lanes. Alright, looks like everyone's going high now. Okay. So, we're at 192. And then we have the big long run. Was it? Maybe, yeah, it was. These times are just very long pit road stops. Okay, so that stays green there. And then the final caution is for the 21. Not that time. All on his own. A very, very small wiggle correction, and then couldn't save it after that. So, there you have it. Final race of the season. Let me pull up the stats and see if we made any ground on that front page. Very doubtful. Especially since we didn't get into the top 10 that we needed. Let's take a look at the results real quick and see. So we only got 173 points. So that's only going to give us like 120 points. And we needed a little more than that. But 0 incidents, quite a few 0 incidents throughout the race. Yeah. Up to a 499, and we gained some iRating. But let's look at... So, had this up the whole time. So we were going to be at like 26, 27, 28, 29. So that was 41 points. So we gained 130 points. Which I don't know if this has updated it or not. But that's going to put us, we're still 31st. I feel like that's what number we were at to begin with. But we're definitely not going to move up above 3869. I don't think. But it's updated. It's got 30 weeks counted, and then it'll correct everything. But I don't think it's updated this points total. So I will try to look at this later on. But yeah, I mean, good finish to the season. Martinsville was fun. This was a fairly fun race. We just moved ourselves to the front when we needed to, and it worked out. So I hope you enjoyed the season. We'll see what happens next year. Next Friday, we got a hosted event going on with the Advanced Legends. I'll post more information about that as we get closer on Twitter and in YouTube posts. So, yeah, thanks for watching if you've watched all of them, and hopefully that was fairly exciting.